Welcome to this mobile edition of the Lucha Lounge. Yes, I am manning the Lucha Cam and bringing it with me. I'm heading to PCW right now. It'll take me about 4 hours. If I make any stops, I'll chime in from here to there. And hopefully I'll have a little time to actually give you a little guided tour of the PCW arena. It kind of all just depends. It's about 1:45 right now. So keep on the lookout. I'll talk to you soon. I actually didn't talk about last weekend. I meant to put out a video and I didn't. I'm driving. I'm about 2 hours away, maybe 2.5. But I figured I'd take this time to actually catch up with you guys. So yeah, I'm doing rather probably, as long as I keep my eyes on the road, we're all good. Anyway, last Friday I went to the WoW show. Now, I wasn't booked on the show, but my friends, the Crew Tang, the Crusaders, well, they were performing, and I knew I had to be there because they're, you know, I rarely go to shows to just watch, unless I've got friends on the roster, and even then, I find it difficult to pay for a show, just because I've performed in shows, but for the Crusaders, I would pay to watch. And they're really entertaining. I would hope to God someone would get footage of them. And I thought to bring the Lucha Cam, but I didn't. I just didn't. But because I would have loved to have sat down with those guys and chatted it up with them. So I watched them, and I watched Ryan and Davison. But I didn't stay for the whole show. It's hard because anytime I'm at a show that I'm not in, I get this feeling of, man, I really just want to wrestle. So, and then Saturday was Texas All-Star Wrestling. I actually had a singles match and an 8-man, so I pulled double duty. I was semi and the main of the show. The semi-main was me and Nasty Nick. We had pretty good chemistry. The match was pretty solid overall. Broke out the PJs. I got some Matt Hardy chants. A lot of people were calling me Matt Hardy, which I get a lot of, which I'm not really sure why. Someone could explain it to me. I think it might be the facial hair and the long hair. But I also got a Vidal Sassoon chant, which is the first time I've ever heard that. Mainly because of my hair, but I've never heard that. But then I was in an 8-man elimination, came really close to winning it. But on January 10th is the 16th annual Humble Rumble, and will be me, Nasty Nick, Ruthless Ryan Davison, and Nico for the TASW heavyweight title. So I'm looking forward to that. That's also the Humble Rumble. I think I was in last year's, and I actually was on the 10th anniversary one. So a little bit of history with me and Texas All-Star. So that was it for the catch-up. I will be back shortly. As you can see, the filming actually of the inside the arena didn't take place, and I will get into that in a little bit. But they were by the time I got there, it was about between 6 and 6:30. People already showed up, and even though most of my peers know about the Lucha Lounge, and some have requested to be on the Lucha Lounge, which is probably going to come up at some point, but I'll cover that later. I felt like that wasn't the time. I should have gotten there earlier. Hopefully the next time I'm at PCW, I'll actually give the little guided tour somewhat. But on to what happened at the show. It was Triple Xmas. I call it Triple Xmas, but it was PCW's Triple Xmas 2008. And I actually was involved in the first match, which was a 10-man Reindeer Games. Reindeer Games is basically a hardcore battle royal. The only way you can get eliminated is over the top rope. So there were 10 guys, me included, and the winner would actually get a title shot of his choice against a champion of his choice, someone who actually holds PCW gold. I was the 10th man in the match, and by then most of the guys had been eliminated, and I actually came out victorious. So yay for me! Steve DeMarco gets a title shot, and I will cover that in a second. Some highlights of the show, I don't ever really cover them, but why not? Mike Fox made his grand return and pretty much stared down the Faithful, who he used to be the leader of. I'm not sure if he's still the leader. Maybe he's back to reclaim what is rightfully his, but who knows. JT LaMotta. Yes, I came up with that. I think I did. The Mind of Wrestling, I knew him before he called himself the Mind of Wrestling. In fact, I think I told him to call himself the Mind of Wrestling. He used to carry a book of finishing moves, of maneuvers, and that's how he would beat you. So now that he's the Mind of Wrestling, I think I should get some kind of comp, you know, some kind of, at least a free t-shirt, JT. Come on! I'd wear it on the Lucha Lounge, and then you would get the Lucha Lounge rub. But he had a really good match with Andy Dalton, who I've known for a long time. I brought him into Uncut. I had a really good match. JT's been to Japan and back, and him and Dalton have very good chemistry, and it was for the Cruiserweight title, and I was impressed by the match. I was also very impressed with the main event, which was Aaron Eagle versus Robert Evans. And Aaron Eagle is the PCW champion. I've known him for years, relatively before he became what he's become, before he was even anywhere near a title picture. I knew him win. And I was probably one of the first people to see Robert Evans before he came to PCW. So watching those two was really kind of, for me, put a smile on my face to watch those two going for the title. Aaron Eagle retained, and I came into PCW that night as a big-time face. I got one of the biggest pops of the night, according to Jamie Aller, the camera guy. Probably top 3. And there was debate as to who was getting it, but I didn't walk out a fan favorite for some reason. Maybe it had to do with the fact that I wanted to make a statement and let Aaron Eagle, I wanted to warn Aaron Eagle and put him on notice as to who was going to face him for his title next, that being me, at PCW's Big Bang on January 31st. So there you go. Now the PCW higher-ups want me to actually, they're going to bring a cameraman down here to get my reasoning as to why I did it. So that will be a PCW exclusive. Unfortunately, they have requested it, and I'm going to adhere to the request. So, but once it comes out, I will definitely let you know. I will show you the link and whatnot. Now, it is kind of, I was hoping to actually, the whole reason I was doing the road trip was Triple Xmas 2008 was kind of a big deal for me. As many of you know who watch the videos, Ashley passed away some time ago, and Triple Xmas 2006, that weekend, was actually the last time that I saw Ashley Tavia. It was our last show together. It was kind of a shocking return. And she had actually walked out, Franco, and left with me. But I could feel the weight of the situation. I mean, you know, from her birthday on, I've kind of felt the weight of her not being around. And yeah, it still gets me. And it got me pretty good this past week. More so than I probably even care to comment. But so it was very bittersweet to be back. I was excited to be back at PCW and kind of a main type of thing and what the future might possibly hold. But at the same time, you know, I was pretty saddened to be there. And for her not to be there. Even though I know some people will say she's always with me and whatnot. Her mom and her younger sister actually did show up for the show, but I didn't get to see them. They left right after, and I'm sure her mom hadn't been to a show in a couple of years, and I don't think her sister had been to a show ever. So I don't know. Hopefully I'll get to see them on the 31st when I'm back at PCW, or hopefully I'll get to spend some time with them and catch up. But all in all, it was a pretty eventful weekend. It's been a pretty eventful month. The 23rd, which will probably be today by the time I upload this, will be the PWA show, and that'll be the last show for me of 2008. Been a pretty solid year, and I've actually, I feel like, gotten back on track to some degree, and I'm looking forward to 2009. I will cover 2009, my goals, resolutions, probably in the next vid. So I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever other religious holiday you celebrate. I hope everyone has a happy one, or enjoys just the time off. I know I will enjoy the next few days. Hopefully get to see some family and all of that. So I'm going to end this now, but come back and visit, and look for more Lucha Lounge coming very soon. Hopefully next week, another vid, resolutions and whatnot. Maybe I'll talk a little WWE, maybe I'll talk a little TNA, maybe I'll talk some wrestling, movies, comic books. Maybe I'll finally finish the Jericho book. Just come along with the ride, people, and I will talk to you soon. Later.